look at the map for this game. The map is Andromeda, and you know what? I gotta say, I thought that MorroW was gonna take, you know, either Outsider or Destination to push this to the final game, but this is game number 4 now. It's on Andromeda, and that does not actually bode well for MorroW at all, because this map is amazingly good for Zerg versus Terran.
This is one of those maps that was made to be your stereotypical, just like Fighting Spirit, kind of macro map that rewards standard play. Unfortunately, it's not exactly a balanced macro map, and that can become problematic, especially if you're behind like this and it doesn't favor your race. So we might see an all-in play like we saw in game number 2 from MorroW, or MorroW might say, no, you know what, I think I'm just better under normal circumstances. I'm going to stop him from getting the third gas here, because I think that a lot of that's what's hinged on KolL's playstyle. He's winning with harassment, and then from there, just to, getting that expansion up and getting those defilers quickly.
You know, a good vision from you there, Tasteless. But you know what I think that we're going to see here is MorroW is going to have to open with something very strong. If he did his homework on this map, he's going to go with opening with a 8 barracks. You know, you can really 8 racks here very easily outside your natural base and then wall it in if it works or doesn't work.
Right, and then you can expand, yeah.
That's right. So that is actually, you know, in my opinion, and I think the opinion of most pro gamers, the best build to open with TVZ on this map. Now, I think we're either going to see that or some sort of really crazy all-in build. Yeah. I think that MorroW does not want to play this map straight up against KolL, because it's just, I tell you, this map is ridiculously hard against Zerg.
I think you're right. Well, look, I'm ready, man. And I think everybody is at home.
They definitely
We're at the TSL, man. It's been awesome so far. We have many more great games to come.
Team Liquid Star League, man. This is the biggest StarCraft tournament in the world.
Yes.
Going great right now.
With the best commentators in the world.
All right.
And I think that's pretty much undisputed.
All right. Well, game number 4, Andromeda. Let's go. All right, here we are. We have KolL in the top left with Zerg, and we have MorroW in the top right with Terran. And, well, this map, it is Andromeda. It's game number 4. KolL's up 2-1, so this is a must-win situation for MorroW.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And this is probably not the map that he wanted, potentially wanted to have his Alamo on.
Yeah.
We're going to see, though, you never know what to expect in games like this. You know, one thing that makes StarCraft such a brilliant, beautiful game is it's not so straightforward ever.
No.
I mean, you do have players that are like Hydra, where they are very textbook-like and very logical in play, but then you have these wild, crazy players, and it's great to see this mixture of different styles put together and watch these guys battle. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. When it comes to a game like StarCraft, you get different fighting styles, like it's UFC or something. You get like a judo player, or you get a boxer, and you know, MorroW might have to go back to that. I guess it's a, I don't know if fighting styles enough to pick out the right one, but he might go for something that's going to end this pretty quickly.
Taekwondo, man.
Taekwondo.
It's Korean.
That's right. He might go with drunken boxing and and kill his opponent that way. No, but to be very serious for a second, he's gonna have to pick the right opener, the right style, because he's on the ropes, so to speak.
Well, through time and space, somehow MorroW has chosen what I had designated for him. He has opened up with an 8 barracks.
You're like the Terran Oracle.
That's it, man. I am the Terran Oracle. This is the Matrix. MorroW, there is no spoon. Make your barracks and get over there with your Marines. But let's take a quick look at KolL's base. Pool first. He has anticipated this. It is the best build on this map. KolL knows that. He is countering it perfectly. But that's okay, because, you know, opening with an 8 barracks with Terran, as long as you don't send more than 1 or 2 SCVs with it, it's similar to a 9-pool Zerg. That's how much it affects your economy. Not too much.
So far, pretty clairvoyant comments here from Artosis. I gotta say, you've actually predicted this all pretty well so far. I might ask you to put your hands on my Sync uncle and heal him from his cancer after this, and then I will drink your Kool-Aid, because actually I am shocked at your ability to predict. Well done so far. This may come down to micro. Actually, I think it's absolutely going to do that, because Terran's going to move out, but this is the danger zone. You do not want to be out in the middle of the map. and especially against pull first. But everybody knows this. Marines, they deal a lot of damage, but they certainly take a lot of damage as well, which is why they need support. So unless your player is going for an econ opening build, you can lose. And these Marines have to get back into the base very quickly. Right now, the Zergling's getting very close, but if the entrance is not clogged up, the Zerglings can actually just filter in there, and we don't know if he's in there. It does look like it's blocked.
Yeah,
nice,
you know, there's
defense.
only a Marine-sized hole there, or a Zergling-sized hole right there, and you know, that's quite good. He can block that easily with his Marines. Obviously, the Zergling's not going to be able to get in, and MorroW's going to be able to expand behind this now. He's made a lot of Marines, though, 5, and we see that kolll, once again, playing smart, playing to counter his opponent, has made a 3rd base. Now, MorroW obviously cannot get aggressive at this point, so MorroW, you know, he's a little bit behind, but not too bad.
No, not too bad at all. He might actually skip Mute Attack with a build like this and go straight for Zergling Lurker. When you have that mineral expansion early on like that, can really reward that. And then you just pretty much fight to then secure another main. Because, of course, main bases, or at least starting locations on most maps, they have more minerals and of course, a gas there, and they're usually the farthest away from your opponent. So that may be what we'll see here, though. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a Protoss player. So I could just be wrong.
Yeah, Tasteless, I didn't want to say it, but wow.
I could just lose face.
You are so dumb. No, but quite a true statement there. We do see a layer going up for kolll. We do see the command center almost finish up for MorroW, and MorroW's going to go ahead and get that gas before a second barracks. And I am totally with him on that. The second barracks, though, it has been started. Now, what exactly is he going to do here? You know, standard Terran play dictates that you do the 3 siege tank, science vessel rush. You're going to have about 4 barracks, your 5th one on the way as you move out with that. And you're going to try to bust them. But, you know, is that what he should do here? This is a very hard map. kolll's going to have some extra minerals due to that 3rd base to make it a little bit harder. And we see, if you take a quick look here, Zergling's trying to penetrate the front there, while Marines, they are attacking that power generator.
It's not powering any buildings as far as I know.
No, man, that is not a. That's like a Terran pylon.
They
totally
should have gone in there and taken that over and used the energy they could have made from that.
Yeah, now we see he's going to snap off this Overlord, and, you know, that's going to annoy kolll, but, you know, he kind of expected and saw it coming. He's already got additional Overlords making. Now, something interesting here is kolll is really switching up his strategies. If we take a quick look at his mineral-only base, Hydralisk Den, there is no Spire.
Look, I didn't ask for these powers, man. But to those with great power comes great responsibility, so I had to do the right thing and predict quick lurkers.
Yep, you know, these quick lurkers, it's a perfect strategy choice for kolll, especially with this wall-in. Really, kolll can get up there, pressure these depots, and with this huge Marine contingent that MorroW has, as we see, you know, he's got his 3rd barracks started, hasn't started his factory at all, the academy just finishing up, so these lurkers actually, it's a perfect strategy. He's going to be able to take at least 1 or 2 more bases behind the lurkers, and MorroW is just going to be playing from behind.
Yeah, I think you're right. Look, this map, while the opener is pretty clean and neat, there's a very simple answer to it. And that's taking out these depots and relocating that barracks, which is going to reduce your medic marine count. So, unless MorroW can push out, and what he wants to do is get in the middle of the map before lurkers play in here. Because with lurkers, it's all about angling.
Yes.
What you want to do is get the Marines to the point where they're almost running through a funnel, and the lurkers can deal the damage because they're better when they're not in the open. And you can see MorroW is doing just that. These players, so talented. And
they really do know what they're doing. You know, as you said, against a lurker opening, you need to be in the middle of the map. But if we take a look at the middle of the map, just to the left there, we see a couple lurkers morphing in the middle, the rest morphing in the natural kolll. So, you know, he's going to be able to defend and perhaps move these lurkers through the middle into some interesting position, either for hold position or maybe just sneak them in, stop reinforcements.
There's a lot you can do. Hold position lurkers in an opening like this will destroy Terran because he does not have the vision. He doesn't have a science vessel. Oh! He spotted the lurker bro there. Now these Marines are stuck in the middle of the map. What? SCV's,
It looks like they were moving to try to block any lurker run-ins, but right now you see that MorroW has a beautiful spread around these lurkers. He's going to be able to scan and destroy those very easily. And then kolll is going to be down 2 lurkers, which is probably not something he wanted to happen. And look at this. looks like Cole going in, and a nice
Oh my
scan
god,
there.
this is a disaster. Terran is losing way too much.
You know, he really did a kind of funny move there. Cole moved in from the left, and basically the Marines were underneath the other lurkers. He stimmed to try to go after the lurkers on the left there, when actually he should have gone over after the lurkers that were more close to his base. If he had done that, he would have cleaned them up, lost almost no Marine medic, and been in a really nice position. But now, it looks like he's going to get contained by Cole.
Yeah, he is definitely boxed in, and this is unfortunate because this is 4 barracks play, which might be better suited to take out a player who is teching the mutas.
Well, actually, it is 3 barracks play, but we'll forgive you for that.
He relocated it.
It was a heavy amount of Marine medic early on, and we see that Cole taking the bottom left expansion. He's got the containment up. The add-on has just finished now in the main base of MorroW. You know, he started his starport. It's almost done, and this is going to be so hard for him, man. I mean, how do you break out of here? Cole's going to have 4 fully functional bases. Only 3 gas, though, so, you know, still a chance for MorroW, but it's going to be a hard game from here, an uphill battle for MorroW.
Well, what this says is that the only way that MorroW can win is to go for the main. He's apparently there was some action actually there at the bottom left. We don't have the same screen as you guys do, so we might actually be commentating on things you guys aren't seeing. But there was a little bit of action we just noticed here at the bottom left. But on to what Dan was saying, yeah, he's in an interesting place in the game. Actually, it looks like Cole may be debating actually engaging here. But what I wanted to say earlier, oh my God, please don't do that.
Yeah, that lurker spread is beautiful, and there are not enough Marines to do any real damage here. So basically, he's using scan and siege tanks to start, you know, softening up the lurkers, because he knows if he waits for that vessel, it's going to be too late. You know, he's not going to get out in time. The running back, reburrowing type of deal is going to stall out all the way up to defilers. So basically what he's doing right now, just soften up those lurkers a bit, you know, try to make it so that when the vessel does come out, you know, they're damaged enough that your army's going to do a little bit better.
Yeah, one siege tank shot, no matter what the unit is, can have a huge impact on the game, because when the lurkers, for instance, actually do run in for that big battle, a few stim Marines can actually pick them off, and lurkers are quite interesting in the fact that they can actually deal such large amount of damage to so many units when put in the right position. Okay, unfortunately, this tank might be picked off if he doesn't pick off this lurker here. This is actually critical because siege tanks right now are really all that MorroW has going for him, and it is picked off.
That is actually very, very painful. As scan ran out, that lurker had 1 more tank blast left on it, and things are just getting to look very bad. Let's take a quick look at the main base of Cole. His defiler mound is done. Consume on the way. Second evolution chamber coming up. He does have Nidus's set up already. So MorroW, man, your timing is absolutely running out. On a normal 3-tank vessel timing rush against Zerg, you are in the natural, busting up the Sunkens.
Another blunder here.
Oh, man.
Moving his tanks a little bit too close to where the lurkers are. And I want to point out that while he does have a vessel, he spent all of his scans trying to kill these lurkers. He's not getting a good idea of, okay, is the defiler mine out yet? Is there anything weird, like is he getting a Spire and then, you know, switching to Guardians, and it's unlikely, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know if there's a 5th base being taken by the Zerg. He just doesn't know that yet. And this vessel has to stay alive.
Yeah, it does. And look at that. Defiler being irradiated. Consume is done, though. And he consumes, throws up the swarm.
God.
But only 1 lurker remains. So actually, MorroW, by the skin of his teeth, killed the right amount of units where he can actually get out of his natural now. This was a very important moment for MorroW, and he did get out, so that's good.
This is unbelievable because I didn't expect him to get out, and I didn't know he had skin on his teeth either. So this is just a game full of surprises. But you're absolutely right. He slipped out, and this is the opportunity he has. Okay, maybe not. Dark Swarm out now again. He's going to have to avoid the Swarm. Zerg is small in numbers right now, so if he can get close enough to actually get to where the Zerg base is, pick off this Defiler, he could take him out.
That's right. Now we see that there are a few Defilers in the middle of the map. There's one at the natural as well. MorroW trying to attack the natural here, and this Defiler not ready yet for Dark Swarm. Only 1 lurker left. And Cole is just playing a really, really sloppy game, and you know that's allowing MorroW to still somewhat be in here. Look at that, picks off that Scourge, beautiful play, keeping his vessel alive. Very important move that we just saw there.
Yeah, really nice play there by Cole. MorroW may actually want to go to the bottom left, but there might be a Nidus there as well. There is a Nidus now that we see. and I don't know what his plan is really.
That's right. Now, we see that, MorroW, he has a very small amount of units in the middle of the map, just picking off an Overlord, as we see. And, well, it looks like kolll, he's in a really good position right now. I can't see MorroW doing any significant damage, but MorroW is macroing pretty well. He's got a good amount of supply at 102, while kolll is sitting tight at 77 of 77. And, MorroW right now, he just needs to get up a big vessel count, macro his tush off, man. He needs a lot of Marine Medic, and he needs to keep map control. As soon as Defilers with Lurkers get him in a containment, he is going to die.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Okay, MorroW has made no use of these units in the middle of the map.
And they're dead now.
They're dead now.
And, well, it looks like kolll taking this 4th gas, 5th base overall at the natural in the bottom left. And MorroW, he does have 3 base, and he is making another command center. If we take a quick look at his main, he's got 5 barracks going. Realistically, he needs to add about 6 or 7 more barracks and have, 4 SCVs non-stop making depots. He is not in a macro mode that he needs to be in right now, and this is a very important timing for that. Well, he needs to macro crazily right now.
His first timing attack failed, so he's going to get spider mines because there's a point where Zerg gets so big that they can just keep counterattacking you. He is focused outside of his base, but you know what? I don't think this attack's going to do anything. This is almost more of a preventative measure from getting the Zerg right outside of his own home.
Yeah, and that's something very important, a very high-level move you have to keep on doing over and over and over against Zerg. You have to keep pressuring, keep moving your units around the map, make Zerg unsure of where you are, unsure of where to defend. Make him use his speed, make him use his units defensively. And MorroW's doing a good job of that, and that's why he's still in this game.
You can see MorroW moving around the map, but this is getting worse and worse and worse as time passes because the 4th base is going to be hard to defend. And on top of that, there's so many opportunities for Zerg to be fine here. Zerg can actually weather any Terran attack for a long period of time.
And look at this. We have a little battle going in the middle. MorroW not paying attention. Zerglings with Swarm shredding up through his Marine Medic. And but he's got a good vessel count, which is really, really important. And can the Scourge kill?
Wow, they whiffed it.
MorroW is doing a great job here, man, of killing Scourge and keeping his vessels alive.
That Defiler was crazy. I was worried he might start consuming Marines and Plague here on the Science vessels.
Huge move, huge move.
That's big.
Plague, that is a scary spell to be playing against, especially when games get big like this.
Can I say what a ridiculous
sloppy
spell that is? Can I just point
ridiculous.
that out for a minute? Like, when I'm plagued in a game, I'm just like, wow.
Yep.
And that thing can consume Zerglings and do that again.
That's right, and look at these Science vessels right here in the middle. They have almost no hit points left. They can be picked off extremely easily with our Hydra or Scourge or Muta. Anything will one-shot them. We see in the natural kolll, as he's making more and more units, he has that Spore Colony to try to catch any vessels off guard as they try to go up and irradiate his units. Yep. So, MorroW has to be very careful with these Plague vessels and keep them alive because that is the key to this game, keeping his vessels alive.
Well, in the late game, your vessels are the most important thing because it's all about irradiating that Defiler. But, even defensive matrix and stuff like that, and he cannot afford to lose any of those. Of course, for Zerg, it can be very hard late game to actually hit those guys with Scourge, especially because Scourge don't have the most direct AI.
No.
You got to kind of actually micro them into that, and we can see he's going to do it again here. Nice!
Oh, 2 vessels going out. Beautiful move there with the Scourge, using the Zerglings to mess up the AI of the Marines. Unless MorroW is watching that and can click quick as hell, he is not going to be able to save those vessels. So a nice move by kolll, really stretching MorroW thin. Now let's take a look at the minimap real quick. We see a pretty good amount of orange on the right-hand side. He's doing a good job. At the bottom right now, moving some vessels over, irradiating some of these lurkers on the ramp because, he wants to get up there and perhaps expand himself, perhaps killing the expansions that would be up there. But, there is a Defiler up there with a lurker, so it's still going to be kind of hard.
What's weird about a position like this in Terran versus Zerg is suddenly we're no longer about just this position-based war. At this moment in the game, it becomes this slugfest of going back to your base and producing a ton of units and then hurling it at your opponent. And speaking of that, we got a big battle right over here. Lots of Ultralists just taking out these Medic Marines, and the vessels leaving right now humiliated. And I do not think this looks good for kolll at all.
That's right. Now, so many Ultras, so many Lurkers. And, you know, Marine Medic all spread out for kolll right now. Now, Spider-Mine's there, running into a few of them, but kolll does not have a lot of units. He has 2,000 minerals right now, and it looks like this attack is going to be pretty effective. And Ultra getting into the 3 o'clock base. In the meantime, MorroW does hold off the units that hit his natural. We see him cleaning up a few lurkers there, and his upgrades really playing a huge role here with +3 attack and +1 armor. Now, if we take a quick look down in the bottom left, we see that Marine Medics, they are about to break through this 5th gas, this 5th base for kolll, and he breaks right through, going to take out that Sunken, but Nidus is up, and some Ultra Link coming down to try to stop it.
Okay, if he can actually take out this base, that would be great. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Unfortunately, it is cleaned up. This is the problem. Oh, God. By the way, over here inside the expansion, the natural has been breached, and if Zerg can actually get any lurkers to where the rally points are set, it's going to be game over, because that's a real pain in the ass to get fixed.
That's right. Now, right now, MorroW is falling really far behind, man. I mean, look at this natural base. He's got a haymaker that has destroyed the SCVs at his expansion. His supply dwindling off. More Ultralisks running in. And what can these Marines possibly do? I mean, you know, where are his vessels? He doesn't have a whole lot right now. I only see about 5 vessels, where at this point in the game he could have 9 or 10 if he had been constant in keeping them alive. But, you know, his economy is failing out. Ultra's hitting the 3 o'clock base. And, you know, kolll is just getting huge here. And I think that we're going to see a 3-1 victory pretty soon.
Yeah, I don't realistically see MorroW doing this unless kolll makes a blunder. And unfortunately, right now, the blunder, he almost blew up his units with a Spider-Mine there. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Right now, all kolll is doing is going to his base and producing units and throwing it at MorroW, who actually has to micro perfectly right now. He's doing a good job of microing, but can he keep up? Because Zerg is actually taking yet another base over here in the middle left. And I think this is going to be game. I don't want to say the game's over yet, but it's going to be a very, very tough game otherwise.
Yeah, you know, right now, MorroW really can't mount any sort of offensive. Even though his supply is staying up similar to koll's, kolll is just going to pull further and further ahead. You know, he's macroing quite well, his economy is doing well, and in the meantime, MorroW, you know, his main base just mined out. His natural has not been mined out a whole lot because he keeps on having to retreat up the ramp to hold on to these attacks. And look at this, another attack. kolll basically being relentless, just keeps on sending in units, and look at that. A haymaker being made out of that Ultra, Radiator Ultra, only thing more scary than a regular Ultra.
He is truly the maker of the hay, if you will. With those Ultras, just taking that stuff out. Look, I think it's actually going to be over because Terran can't get out of his base.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the real situation we're seeing here.
He's losing complete map control, and kolll just sending in units randomly at this point. He has so many bases up in mining. His economy's great, and MorroW, as we see, his money is just dwindling, man. He is barely mining at this point. You know, just a few SCVs on these weak mineral patches. He's had to lift up the 3 o'clock base, and I think we're going to have to see a GG from MorroW pretty quickly here.
Yeah, I think you're right, although MorroW has actually managed to get out of his base, but he doesn't have any other mining facilities. And I don't see MorroW pushing all the way across the map and then coming out with a win, for instance.
Yeah, you know, at this point, what could he do? Even if he holds off all these attacks forever, look at the mini-map. The whole left side is red at this point. You know, full tech, almost full upgrades for kolll, and just sending Ultras over and over and over. I think that this is just about game. You know, MorroW, he has a ton of barracks now, but no economy to support them. And, you know, a really great play this game by kolll. You know, a good Zerg map, but kolll played very, very well. And, you know, he was the favorite going in, so we can't really be upset with what we've seen here.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is that on Andromeda, Terran's not going to beat a Zerg on a map like this in the late game unless Terran actually rocked the Zerg early on. I mean, that's the bottom line as well. Quite nice plague. Kind of adding insult to injury here. Again, MorroW's playing really well, but it doesn't matter because Zerg has such a favor. Look, I doubt koll's even looking at his units as he sends them to attack. He's not worried about, oh my god, is my Ultralisk, you know, getting right to where the Marines are going to be dealt the most damage. Instead, he's just sending units. That's all he has to do.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the supply of MorroW has sunk down to almost nothing. He's trying to retake that 3 o'clock base. Definitely not going to work out. Another haymaker in the main base of MorroW. You know, he's down to almost not mining, and here we go. This is going to have to be the last attack. We're going to see a GG from MorroW any moment here. And kolll, there we go. GG. kolll takes it 3-1. And look at that, some nice good mana.
Yeah, wishes him the best of luck in the TSL. Look, kolll played really well.
He did.
And MorroW brought everything to the table. Really well played by MorroW. I hope to see him again in future events. I think he's a very talented player.
Yeah.
But kolll was the better player, especially once we got past, you know, the 8-minute marker. And all of a sudden it became an economy war. Even when it got past the position war, like it was on Destination, where we just saw, okay, he's actually just making more units. He's literally he's now checkmated you, and he's just gonna throw chess pieces at you until you're dead. Lots of them, truckloads of them. Well played by him.
Yeah, and you know, I did predict MorroW taking that series. You know, I thought that, you know, especially after that first game, I'm like, oh, look at me, I'm so smart. But, you know, kolll, he really showed a lot of strength. MorroW's build orders, you know, the second game on Outsider that we saw, I didn't like that he had nothing to transition into if that failed. And then, you know, obviously Destination simply did not work out for him. He did not get that timing off on that flash build. You know, that build, as I said, was very popular for a month. So every Terran on IC Cup was trying it out. So, you know, kolll, a big IC Cup mass gamer, has probably played against that plenty, got to practice against it, and held it off just beautifully.
I want to congratulate kolll on getting this far. And by the way, I do want to thank PokerStrategy.com for sponsoring this event. And I want to point out the strong link there is between poker and StarCraft. Some of the best poker players in the world were former StarCraft professional gamers, players like Elke or Reckrel. So it's very exciting to see these two communities finally kind of merging together, because really what this all comes down to is being really good at a mind game. So you got to hand it to PokerStrategy.com. Thanks so much, guys.
Quite true, man. Made by ex-StarCraft players.
Right.
Sponsoring the biggest StarCraft tournament of all time. It brings a tear to my eye, man.
With the greatest commentators of all time.
There you go.
Here together. No, but seriously, guys, thanks for joining us here at the TSL. We're going to go on to our next